Hello! Today we are going to discuss a little controversy in the life of the Prophet Muhammad. His marriage to Aisha, who are believed to have been 9 years old at the time. Critics of Islam like to throw this fact at the face of Muslims, and many of them believe this is also true. Aisha was the daughter of Abu Bakr, the one who later became the first caliph. What it is known for sure is that she started to live with the Prophet in 623, which is year 2 of the Islamic calendar. The Prophet died in 632, and she lived 9 years with him. That is her supposed date of birth. The source is in the Hadith. The Hadiths are narrations about the life of the Prophet and his companions. It follows a chain of narration from the first narrator to the last. It was recorded or common knowledge. The only source about Aisha's age is Aisha herself. There are many chains of narration of this story, which has much variations. One of these narrators is Hisham ibn Urwa. Hisham was a Muslim scholar born in 667 and died in 772. He lived in Medina for all his life, except the last 10 years, where he moved to Iraq, and it was during these last 10 years when he reported that hadith. Malik ibn Anas, the founder of one of the four schools of Sunni Islam and former student of Hisham, said he didn't believe the narrative of his old master when he was in Iraq. So, there were objections about what Hisham said, but that doesn't mean this particular hadith is wrongly reported, especially if others have reported it. In addition, it is considered a very valid one. However, there is a subtlety in the Arab language. For instance, when you say that you are born in the 60s, obviously you mean the 1960s, and not the 1860s. If you are asking for the price of a carpet in Arabic and the merchant tells you it is 50 dinars, that doesn't mean it is just 50 dinars, but more likely 1050 dinars. But since everyone knows the price of a carpet is at least 1000 dinars, you don't have to repeat it, so it means 50 after 1000 in the context. So when Aisha said 6 and 9, it doesn't necessarily mean 6 and 9 after birth. A third possibility is simply that she reported her age inaccurately. The Arabs of this area didn't keep birth certificates or celebrate birthday. All later reports of her age use this hadith as a source, so we must look at other facts regarding Aisha. It is reported that Aisha played with dolls as a proof of her young age. The usage of dolls may fall under the introduction of image representation in Islam, but children dolls are generally permitted. However, adults are not supposed to play with dolls. But again, there is another hadith, a conversation between Muhammad and Aisha about her dolls. This conversation happens after the Prophet returned from the expedition of Khaybar in 628 or Tabuk in 630. She would have been 14 or 16 at the time, no longer in childhood in any case, so there is no introduction for adult women to have dolls. Abu Bakr, Aisha's father, was among the first to convert when the Prophet started his revelation in 610. He had 4 children at the time, among them Aisha. This is confirmed by Muslim historian al-Tabari, who says, all 4 of his children were born of his 2 wives during the pre-Islamic period. The pre-Islamic period means before 610. However, al-Tabari history books contain conflicting narrations. It is not impossible this one is inaccurate. Aisha had a sister, Asma. On all accounts, she was 10 years older than Aisha. Asma died at 100 years old in the year 73 of Islam. So if Asma was 100 in the year 73 of Islam, she was around 28 when her sister married. With a difference of 10 years, Aisha's age is 18. That corroborates the 9 after 10 in the hadith, but of course, Asma's age may have been exaggerated. It was reported that Aisha was present at the Battle of Uhud, taking place in the year 3 of Islam. It is also narrated that the Prophet didn't allow a teen of 14 in the battle. If he didn't allow a teen of 14 to fight, why would he bring his wife of 10 on the battlefield to help? Can she really be of any help at 10? The Surah al-qamar is the chapter 54 of the Quran and was revealed during the early years of Islam. Over this time period, Aisha used the word Jajaja to describe herself, meaning a girl between 6 and 13, and not the word Sibya for infant. The verses she is referring was made in Mecca before Hijrah, between the years 610 and 622. She would have been 0 to 7 years old. That don't let much room to be called Jajaja. There is a hadith when Aisha said she only remembered her parents being Muslims. She could not have been older than 6 when her parents accepted Islam. It is sufficiently young to forget. And why mentioning she can't remember? If she was born after her parents became Muslims, there is no point in mentioning remembering anything else because it would simply be impossible. Also, she was not a wallflower. She advocated for her father to become the first caliph. And later she raised and led an army against Ali, the fourth caliph. It is not impossible she was praising her parents. If we look further into her personality, when she married, she wasn't afraid, and there is no account of her having been mistreated. On the other hand, there is many accounts of jealousy between Aisha and the other wives of the Prophet. In the book, The Wives of the Prophet of Bint al-Shati, they were consumed with jealousy, not knowing what to do or say, and a whisper spread accusing Maria of the same thing which was charged against Aisha, which is adultery. If a preteen was forced to marry a man she doesn't like, would she be so jealous? Unlikely. And she was accused of adultery. If she was so young, could she be accused of adultery? Also, the Arabs didn't have the habit of marrying underage girls to old men, no more than any other people. Besides, this marriage was an agreement between Abu Bakr and Muhammad. It was another woman named Khawla who suggested Aisha to the Prophet. Why would another woman suggest a 6-year-old girl to marry? All wives of the Prophet were grown women. Some of them were even older than him. Many elements suggest she was much older. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching!